On to our top story this half hour. White House invite. The administration confirming President Trump did invite Russian President Vladimir Putin to Washington this fall. This as White House officials continue to address concerns over the commander-in-chief's recent summit with the Russian leader. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo reiterating the president's tough stance on the Kremlin.
This administration has been relentless in its efforts to deter Russia from its bad behavior. We inherited a situation where Russia was running all over the United States. These last few days have been, frankly, more heat than light. This administration has been strong in supporting the Ukrainians, strong in making sure that we protected against Russian expansion to other parts of the world. We all recognize that that threat is real, and President Trump has been strong in protecting America from Russian aggression.
Here now is Fox News foreign affairs and national security analyst Walid Phares. Walid, how should the administration handle Putin going forward, particularly if there is this summit in D.C. in the fall?
Well, first of all, in terms of U.S. foreign policy, as the Secretary said a minute ago, we are tough. The United States basically is doing much more than the three previous administrations with regard Russia's expansion or Russia's threats in the region, deploying in the Baltics, helping the Ukrainians, intervening in Syria, and much more than that, including, of course, sanctions. The question is what to do about Russia at home. And the public is really lost here. The public does not distinguish between influence and meddling and, intervening through cyberspace. This is where the government, all branches of government, need to inform the citizens as to what it is. And let me say one more thing. Legally speaking, yes, any action against our laws should be addressed. Politically speaking, how to respond, the administration should be the one to deal with that.
Walid, where are there realistic areas of cooperation with Russia? Because, again, if you look at its meddling on the world stage and its nefarious acts far and wide, they are our adversary.
Oh, there is no doubt about it. I mean, even during the elections in 2012, Mitt Romney made that case very clearly, and then President Obama said, no, you live in the 20th century or 19th century. In fact, our relationship with Russia is very complex. On the one hand, we need to contain them. We need to continue to contain them until they change course. On the other hand, both of us, the United States and Russia, are responsible internationally because we both have huge nuclear capacity. We can, first of all, talk at the Security Council of the United Nations. We can also do work against the terrorists. And, of course, we have cybersecurity. I'm not sure about cybersecurity at this point in time, but there are plenty of areas where we can and have to cooperate for the sake of the planet in general.
This is something I mentioned earlier, and I just wanted to follow up on it. It was this week that it was a Microsoft executive said at the Aspen Security Forum that Russia has tried to already disrupt the 2018 midterm elections, that the company is working with the U.S. government. There were hacking attempts by Russia on 3 different candidates. And so, again, there is that evidence that at least this country, with the help of private companies like Microsoft, we're trying to get on top of it and stay on top of it.
Absolutely. I mean, if we look at the history of Russian meddling or Russian PSYOP, this is what they are, in fact, inside the United States. It's since 2008. It's almost about 10 years that they do so. So we need to contain that, but at the same time, being able to work together on security issues around the world. So you need to have a crafting that can respond to this challenge.
I want to turn to the media. Both the New Yorker and Time magazine out with inflammatory covers targeting President Trump, with the New Yorker actually showing the commander-in-chief face down, possibly hurt. And then the Time pamphlet, I call it a pamphlet cover from yesterday, blending the faces of Trump and Putin. Walid, what are your thoughts on this? Again, this is how extreme the reaction is from some on the left.
We are now in a very, very divided, deeply divided political reality. The press of the opposition, I don't call it mainstream anymore, it's the press of the opposition, the media of the opposition, is really taking the offensive against the president. There is a goal, obviously. It's either to force him to change politics or to quit, to resign. That's what they're trying to do. And we've seen this in many other countries. The problem is that this press is not giving the public the alternatives. They say, well, it is about Russia, so what would you do? What is your alternative? At least the public will be able to make a distinction.
Amen.
I just have a quick question. You just mentioned, this is Christina speaking, you mentioned that Russia and the United States are both responsible. Then do you think that Moscow has the right to interrogate several U.S. officials involved with Bill Browder, who's behind the Magnitsky Act?
I personally would be opposed to any sort of interrogations across the borders. I mean, if you open that path, God knows where we're going to end up, because then you're going to ask for more and more. So then Russia will be interrogating everybody here, and we'll be doing the same. And even we have to be very careful about this cross-borders either indictments or interrogation. That would take us to a different place.
And we did hear from the White House that the White House said that President Trump opposes Vladimir Putin's request to interview current and former representatives here in the United States. And the Senate, took steps against that, voting unanimously against turning over U.S. officials to Russia.
That's right.
So that's a bipartisan front, a united front. Walid, thank you so much. Great to see you, as always.
Thank you so much. Thank